everyone, this is Pete. Welcome back to another session of Evercade and Chill, where we're going to play an Evercade game, have a chat, and just generally chill out, because the world sucks. We all need a bit of a rest and a bit of a break, and I hope I can provide a vaguely relaxing experience for you to enjoy here. So, we're going to continue our Activision Fest at the minute, because I love Activision games, and I've got a whole bunch of them here on Evercade to play. So today we're going to play Seaquest. Your divers have retrieved the buried treasure, and now you must come to their rescue. The objective of Seaquest is to retrieve as many treasure divers as you can, while dodging and blasting enemy subs and killer sharks, all before your oxygen runs out. Beware the enemy patrol sub, which will appear on the surface after you've rescued two groups of divers. While you're refilling your oxygen tank, the patrol sub will move in on you. So when you surface, do so as far from the patrol sub as possible. So Seaquest was designed by Steve Cartwright, who believed the game's original host platform, which was the Atari 2600 of course, was well suited to arcade style games, which it was, hence the prevalence of them on the system. He designed Seaquest as an adaptation of a popular arcade game at the time, but distinguished it from its inspiration with the rescue element and the oxygen themed time limit. I've forgotten offhand what that game he based it on was, because when I wrote this description I didn't want to run foul of copyright or anything, so I didn't actually include it. But since I'm doing my own thing on these videos, we can look it up. So let's look up Seaquest 2600. Oh, it's Defender. He designed it as a version of Defender, although it's not identical to Defender, as you'll see, but largely because it doesn't scroll for one thing. But yeah, it does have certain elements in common. Anyway, Katie's tip of the day is try and pick up a full load of 6 divers if you can. Each time you service with 6 divers, the points you score for everything will increase, but it will also get more difficult. Right, this is a very simple game, but a really enjoyable and fun one. And it's also one that starts as soon as you boot it up. You don't have to press start or anything. You just play. Who would have thought that? So your job in this game is to control your little sub, shoot the fish and the enemy subs, and pick up the divers. And when you've got enough divers, you surface, get a bonus for your remaining oxygen, and then you do the whole thing again. And that's it. That is everything there is to this game. It just gets harder and faster each time you surface with the divers. Gives you more intense enemy formations. And it's just simple, straightforward, pure arcade action. But a great example of why Activision games from this era were so well regarded, and remain so well regarded to this day. It's because they are well designed, well crafted games, easy to pick up, easy to learn, easy to understand. And you see on the surface there, that's the patrol sub, which always moves from right to left like that. So you can surface behind it and you're fine. But if you surface in front of it, you could be in trouble, because while you're refilling with oxygen, it will continue moving. Now you can actually surface a bit early if you want to as well, and refill your oxygen before that. That does cost you a diver, and it does bump up the difficulty. But it does then mean you can potentially get a bigger oxygen bonus. There we go, 10,000 points, extra life, very nice. 2 divers right off the bat. And you'll see that as these formations get more... Oops, didn't mean to do that, never mind, doesn't hurt. As these formations get more intense, you'll see the divers will sometimes get caught up in them. which will make them harder to get hold of, and it will also sometimes cause them to reverse direction as well. And sometimes no bloody divers will appear at all, apparently. Let's get some oxygen back. There's one. Hello. Where the bloody hell have you all been? So yeah, this is a great little arcade game. It's one of those Activision games that I didn't play back in the day because, unlike quite a lot of other Activision games, I don't believe there was an Atari 8-bit version of this. There probably is one now because there seems to be quite a thriving scene of people who port 2600 games to Atari 8-bit. But there certainly wasn't back in the day, so I never played this until actually quite recently. I must have played this as part of Activision Anthology on PS2 or something like that, but it's not one I remember that well from back then. But it is one that since its release on Evercade I found myself playing quite a lot, because it's a very easy pick up and play, straightforward score chasing arcade style game that you can just dip into when you just want to play something for a few minutes and you don't want to play anything too complicated. You just want to score some points and shoot some fish. Because sometimes we're all in the mood to shoot some fish. Oh, first death. When you die, you lose a diver as well, which is unfortunate. But it does refill your oxygen. Oh no, that was poor timing. I'm gonna get hit. There we go. This is where you wait for the patrol sub before you surface. Oh no. Oh no, it suddenly got very difficult. Curses. But this is one of those Activision games where the amount of points you score for each enemy and each tick on your time bar at the end of each thing escalates as you go through. So the longer you play, the more you will score, and that means the more frequently you will get extra lives as well. And I think now we've gone around a complete cycle of all the enemy formations. So it's gone back to the first one, but faster. Which is a time-honoured tradition in Atari 2600 games. You just keep ratcheting up the speed until it becomes borderline impossible. But also, you get more generous with the awarding of the extra lives as well. So that in theory, you can make yourself sustainable. But you will also probably reach a point where the speed is just too much for you. And that will be the end of it. Oh no. My brain just fried there and saw a fish and thought, that's a diver, run into it. And it was not a diver, it was the opposite of a diver. It was an enemy fish. Oh, aggressive formations. but lovely big scores. Lovely big scores. So let's keep getting those extra lives. Hey. And to refill. Ah! I might be reaching my limit that we talked about. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, it's too hard. It's too hard. Oh no, it's all over. It's all over. 72,780. Not bad at all. Let's play again. Let's play again, because I like this game. Look how much slower it is now. Look how slow they are. Pathetic. Look how slow and pathetic they all are. Nice big bonus. Except with the score multiplier being this low, a nice big bonus on the oxygen bar actually isn't that huge at this level. So you want to get yourself up into those higher levels relatively quickly so you can start scoring those extra lives if you can. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to wait for the sub before I surface, because we've learned from last time. We've learned from last time that they have no rear view mirror. So you can surface immediately behind them and it's absolutely fine. Wait for it. Teensy bonus. Teensy bonus. Should have refilled before that one. But it's okay. It's okay. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And other such cliches. Oops. That may work out in my favour. Oh, I should have surfaced on the left. Oh, whew. Yeah, this is a really fun game that I'm very fond of. The Activision of the era had a really strong understanding of what made arcade style games fun and enjoyable. So this is very abstract and simple and doesn't... It kind of doesn't go anywhere as such, but it sort of does at the same time, because you can see that difficulty level escalating with each new wave of enemies. So I think back to like a game I covered a very long time ago on the Atari 8-bit A to Z series. It was called, I think it was called Voyage in Time or something like that. And the tagline I put in the video was that it doesn't go anywhere. Because it didn't. It was a single screen game that claimed to offer a voyage through time in its very title. But it didn't take you anywhere new, and perhaps more crucially, the game itself didn't evolve over time. It didn't really get that much more difficult. And if you're not going to take the player to new places physically, so if you're not going to take them to levels that look different, you do need to give them a sense that things feel different. Which is where this game succeeds, I think. So yes, it's all on a single screen. Nothing changes in terms of the background and the enemies you're facing, but it does give you a sense of progress. Because it gets faster, you get more points. And it becomes significantly more challenging the longer you play. Look at that stock of extra lives, that's amazing. I'm about to lose all of them. Ah! Oh god, this really is turbo mode now, isn't it? Right. Stay well away from the sub. That sub's gonna get faster as well. I think he already has. So at the moment, if you're on the opposite side of the screen to him, you're pretty much safe to fill up. But I suspect that's gonna change to a point where you will need to do the parking behind him trick in order to remain safe. Yeah, so at the minute you can get about halfway across the screen in the time it takes to fill the oxygen bar. Oh no, we've reached that point. We've reached that point where it's just death after death. Oh no! That was going well up until that point. Ow. Piss! I need to stop taking the risks. Stop taking the risks. Clear the path first, then grab the diver. And if you miss one, there will be another one. That's another thing, getting greedy will be the death of you. Not quite enough points for an extra life there. Oh my god. Death. Death has occurred. Alright, let's have one more go. One more go and then we'll call it a day. Look how slow and pathetic they are. Just bobbing along. bobbing along without a care in the world until I shoot them. Firing a torpedo at a fish feels like a disproportionate response. Like, even if the fish is dangerous, like a shark or something. I feel like there might even be laws against torpedoing fish. It feels like it might be animal cruelty. And I suspect people who care about conservation would probably have something to say about torpedoing fish as well. But you know, needs must when you're rescuing the divers. If they didn't want to be torpedoed, they shouldn't get in the way of my mission, should they? No, they should not. Pew 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 pew. Uh-oh. Time to top up. I'm not sure if it increases the points value when you do that, or if it's just the difficulty. I think it's just the difficulty, because I think you have to surface with a full load of divers to get the multiplier increase. Well, I don't think it's a multiplier. I think it's just an increase of the base value of things. Either way. Steve Cartwright was a good game designer. He did some real good stuff for Activision. So I think Mega Mania was his, wasn't it, as well? And I'm pretty sure he did Space Shuttle as well. Which, I'm sure some of you have mixed feelings about, but, you know, you can't fault the ambition. You can't fault the ambition. There's someone who just goes, Atari 2600, one of the most notoriously underpowered systems out there. Let's do a simulation of flying the space shuttle, and let's make it as realistic and accurate as possible. I say that, I've never flown an actual space shuttle, so I don't know how realistic and accurate it is. But it's certainly a lot more complicated than your average 2600 game. Let me tell you that. One day we might even play it here. But I'm not sure my skills are up to the job of demonstrating it just yet. Might need to do a bit of practice. Or just let it play the demo mode and pretend I'm playing it. Alright, here we are. It's going pretty well. It's going pretty well. I had to say it, didn't I? I had to say it. I just had to say it. That's more like it. Lovely, big, tasty bonuses. the speed is starting to happen. Right, don't try and grab the fish before they... Well, don't try and grab the fish, for one thing. Don't try and grab the divers before the fish are out of the way. Because the fish will always come off better out of this equation. The subs are actually fairly easy to deal with because you just get behind them and they can't hurt you, basically. Oops! Oh, I nearly got a full bar of bonus. How about that? Death! One thing I can say is, thank heavens Steve Cartwright incorporated automatic fire into this game. Because hammering the fire button manually this much would be painful. Yes, we're reaching difficult territory. And stop up and secure ourselves a nice big bonus, hopefully, assuming we can survive, that is. Assuming we can survive, which is a big if. The fish always seem to come from the divers at this level. So I think, armed with that knowledge, if we see a diver, we should get in front of it and start firing immediately, even before the fish are on the screen. Because they're gonna come at this point. They're gonna come. Yes, that's the strategy. This is how you handle this level. This is some high-level Seaquest play. Time to top up. Sorry, Mr. Diver. Oh no! Sorry, Mr. Diver again, I guess. Oh, I'm not following my own rule. I'm not following my own rule. Alright, get in front of the... Oh, damn it! God, blimey, look at that score, though. Look at that score. That, is a tasty score. There we go. Yes. Look at that. 90k! And death. Good work. Very good work, everyone. Alright, just follow the strategy. Follow the strategy, because the strategy is working. Clear the fish, then get the man. Oh no! I think we're on track for death. Speeding towards inevitable destruction. Well, 100k, 100k. Happy with that. I can die happy now. Truly, it was my life's ambition to one day get more than 100,000 points in Seaquest on the Atari 2600. Oh dear. I fear we are not long for this world, however. Look at the bloody speed of everything. Whew, blimey, that got intense by the end there. But hopefully you can see why this is a cool game. Because it's cool. It's good. It's fun. I like it. Super simple. But don't write it off because it's super simple. Because as you can see, you can quite easily play that for quite a long time in the pursuit of high scores. And you'll have a good time while doing it. Anyway, let's leave that there for today. Just remember to say, as always, thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you again next time.